Hey guys, so many of you may not know that I was a fitness trainer and martial arts instructor before I entered full-time ministry, right? And so I get a call today, or not a call. I got someone who's really close to me asked if I'd run with her in the mornings, and who I love very much. I said, yeah, I absolutely will. And she's obese, and so I thought, hey, it'd be great to see her do that. I'm excited for her, but also it'd be a good warm up for me. It gets me up in the morning and kind of gets me warmed up for my workout. And so today was our first day, and we go to the track at the school. And we're going to run around the track. I thought it'd be a good place, and so we do that. And she does great. I mean, she runs a couple laps, but at the end of it, this is funny. We're done running at this point, right? And we're literally walking back to the car. Like there's no more running. We're just walking back. And I got to try to imitate because she's like, oh, she's breathing. She's like, my chest hurts. I can't do this. And she's like on the concrete. Like she's like, oh, David. She goes, I can't breathe. I can't do this anymore. And then she goes all the way down. She's like, oh, I can't, David. I'm done. I can't breathe. I can't do it anymore. She just lays there on the concrete. We laugh about it now, but at the time, I mean, she was like she couldn't breathe, and it's funny now. But I think about how eager she was to run, and how sometimes you don't think about the cost of that. And so coincidentally, I'm reading in John chapter 21 today. I know I said I was going to read 1 Corinthians, and I probably still will, but I had to do a Bible study on John 21 anyway, so I read that. And this is the part after the resurrection. Jesus, it's the last chapter of John, and after the resurrection, and Jesus is resurrected. He's standing on the seashore, and he's like, hey guys, the disciples are out fishing. Throw your nets on the other side of the boat, and they catch like 153 sheep. I almost said sheep. They catch 153 sheep in the Sea of Galilee. That's quite a catch, and that's very unusual. So, no, they catch a bunch of fish, and then Peter recognizes that it's Christ, and he jumps out of the boat and swims ahead so he can be on the seashore and meet Christ first. He's so excited. And this is Peter. One of the reasons I love Peter, because he's a lot like me in the way that he gets so excited about stuff. He's just gung-ho, and he wants to go do it, and he puts his mouth in front of his head, and a lot of times he speaks sometimes even before he really thinks things through. And sometimes that's even the way I lead. I have to have a good administrative team in my leadership, because I'm just a visionary leader, and I go full force. I pull people with me, and we get there, but sometimes we skip over the details. Anyways, so after breakfast, Jesus is talking to Peter, and he says, Peter, do you love me? Peter's like, yeah, I love you. And so he asks again, he said, Peter, do you love me? Peter's like, well, yeah, Lord, I love you. And he says, Peter, do you love me? And by now, Peter's upset. He's like, apparently, Jesus doesn't think I love him, or something. He has to ask it 3 times. And that ties back to Peter denying Christ 3 times, of course. But ultimately, you can think about how Peter would have felt at that moment. And Jesus' response to him is the same thing every single time. He's like, then feed my sheep. And I think about that, and I think about how Peter is just so zealous for God and everything for Christ all the time, and is so focused on being with Christ. And so Jesus hits him kind of hard. He says, then feed my sheep. And if you got to remember that just moments before Peter was in the boat, they're fishing, they're doing, and they catch a ton of fish. And they're pulling him in, and Peter recognizes that it's Jesus, and jumps out of the boat and swims away and leaves his friends there, bails on his friends, his apostles, the other apostles, to do the rest of the work of hauling the fish in and getting the boat in and cleaning all that up. And so I think about us in our worship, in the way that we sing, or the way that we go to church every single week, or focus on the rituals, or we focus on this thing, and sometimes we do it to the neglect of the people in the church or the people outside the church. And what Jesus is telling Peter, and by the way, is also telling us, is that if you want to love me, fine, do the singing, go to church, do all those things. That's great, but that's really for you. But you want to love me, love my people. Love the people, serve them, care for them. Don't judge them. Love them. I think that's a great message for us in the church. I think it's a great message for us today. And so that's all I ask you. What are you going to do today to show that you're truly a disciple of Jesus Christ? How are you going to love somebody else? That's all I got to get. I got to get off the floor and get to work. So, love you guys. See you later. Bye-bye.